What's going on, YouTube? localjohn1812.
jrod84.
All right, guys, we're back with a weekend sports update, and a lot of stuff kind of been going on in sports. Kyrie Irving is trying to say bye-bye LeBron. He wants to be out of Cleveland.
I saw that story today, and that took me by surprise. I'm like, what? I'm like, why? Why all of a sudden you suddenly decide that you want out?
Right. Why do you want to take your chances of winning a title, which are starting to get less and less, even with LeBron against a stacked Golden State, but you want to take your chances and go somewhere else by yourself? Now, he did say, well, this reportedly, he said that he wants to pursue something on his own. And, okay, so unlike LeBron, who wanted to pursue something with other people who can help him win a championship, Kyrie Irving's trying to go for more of a younger team and gel with younger players and maybe make their own way into, possibility to win a championship in 3 or 4 more years. Probably 4 more years, with as young as Irving is, even with Durant and them not being too old, but they're still going to be a little bit older. Maybe then someone because I did hear rumors that maybe Minnesota might be interested in Kyrie Irving if they could do it with Karl Anthony Towns and Jimmy Butler, and then you throw Kyrie Irving. In about 3 years, that team there would be would be a legit championship contender.
Minnesota could be, or let's see. Well, you know what? Honestly, it could have. I mean, because with all the trades, over the summer, I said the West is a lot of teams in the Western Conference are already stacked.
Right.
From top to bottom, as opposed to the East, where the East is kind of hard to find a stack. Well, with the exception of maybe Cleveland, Boston, probably still with the addition of Gordon Hayward, maybe Washington a little bit, with John Wall, who
Bradley Beal,
and I just saying Wall just signed in a 4-year extension.
Gortat's still there, ain't he?
And Gortat.
Mm-hmm. So I think he's got a chance to go somewhere else and play. I think it will happen. And when a player, if it's all coming out, and I haven't seen any other tweets or ESPN or anybody has not came back on and said, we got to take back this story. Mm-hmm. They've left it like it is. So I do believe it is true. He does probably want out. Can Cleveland pull it off? Maybe. They could. He's a high piece, but someone's going to have to give up some, I guess. We don't wonder if they have to pay out the rest of his, because I know he has 2 years left, I think.
I think so.
They said it's easier for him to get traded now with 2 years left, because that means he's more likely to stay with a team for at least 2 years than to try to trade him with only 1 year left.
Probably. But but there is a big question mark here because this coming season, this is LeBron's final. This is the final year of LeBron's contract, which he can opt out and opt to be traded somewhere else after the end of next season. So, with that being said, if Irving decides to wait it out, wait out his 2 years, and LeBron gets up and leaves Cleveland, Cleveland could look like an entirely different team.
Cleveland is going to look bad because if Irving leaves now, they don't get anybody else really. LeBron leaves, Cleveland's back to the basement or beyond. I mean, back to the dark side of the moon, as Pink Floyd would put on his album.
I don't know if they're gonna look that bad.
Oh, they'll look that bad.
I don't know. Because
Kevin Love would follow suit and leave too.
They'll probably look, average. I say because like I said, for the longest time in the Eastern Conference, it's been 2, maybe 3 teams, that look like, legit championship contenders. And the rest are pretty much average.
Also, in sports, I'm watching here on Sports Center myself as we speak, and I just did notice a lot of training camps open today. They showed the Cowboys.
NFL training camps.
Yep, and they're showing the Cardinals right now. Carson Palmer, 14 years in the NFL, and Larry Fitzgerald's got some years in there too. Mm-hmm. They're getting older. I don't know how many more years they got left together. So football's right around the corner. College comes first, obviously. So if football's probably about 8 weeks out, maybe. NFL.
Well, NFL's probably like 7? Okay, hold on a sec. Actually, NFL's probably got maybe 7 or 6.
7 or 6. So that means college has got like what?
5.
5.
A little under 5 weeks.
So it's right around the corner for both of those to hit up. It should be interesting to see what happens. It's a good thing for us too because we get our fantasy football going back up and running, which is going to be great and exciting again. We'll have to set all that up, and I'm the commissioner of the league, so I'll take care of that. But should be interesting again for fantasy football players. That's right around the corner for everybody. Did you see Calipari's drive-by dunk challenge that he did?
I saw that. I'm like, okay. This is just another one of these, random things, that just pop up on social media. Let's say, Cal's done it, Anthony Davis did it, and
It's about the only 2 I know of from Kentucky that's done it. There might have been more from a different team or player.
Yeah, I just think, maybe some more people might do it, but like I said, this is probably just another one of these, it's another one of these, passing fads. Passing social media fads. I said they'll do it for a little while and then they'll stop and switch on to something else later.
Also, too, Jamal Mashburn's son, I believe he's a 4-star player, maybe. Not really being offered any scholarship offers from Kentucky yet, and it looks like Louisville. He's leaning more Louisville, and yes, Mashburn went to the University of Kentucky. We all know who Jamal Mashburn is. He's a great one. Played for Kentucky, but he played under Coach Rick Pitino.
Yeah.
So is the tie of being with Rick Pitino, or is the tie being with the school? It's so much on the school, but also it's with what coach you had, and if Cal's not really paying attention to too much of Jamal Mashburn's son, then as Kentucky fans, we shouldn't get mad if Mashburn's son decides to go to Louisville and play with Rick Pitino. If Rick Pitino in Louisville is paying attention to him and Cal's not, there's obvious a reason for that. And I'm not saying anything bad about Jamal Mashburn's son. He's a good basketball player. Maybe he don't fit what Calipari likes to have. Maybe he's looking at other players that are around Mashburn that are ranked higher or whatever. That might be the case. So if Jamal Mashburn, if your son ends up going to Louisville, good for him. Hope he has a good career. I would love to see him in Big Blue, and I think a lot of, who was it, Anthony Epps, his daughter.
Mm-hmm, Michaela Epps.
She played for Kentucky and followed in her dad's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that I would like to see if I would have been in that position, my child to follow in my shoes and play at the same school. But once again, it's up to your kid and not up to you, and it's numerous other circumstances. So that was also in sports headlines I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll just say, there was something. I said the NBA Summer League, it concluded earlier this week, this past Monday, with the Lakers winning the Summer League title.
Lonzo Ball getting MVP of the Summer League. At one game, he was a no-show, and then the other games, he was triple-double and whatever. Mm-hmm. So, I think he balled against some Summer League players. Now, will that translate into balling for the Lakers during an NBA season against actual NBA players?
Well,
we'll find out.
I would say we'll find out. The NBA season, the NBA season will be here sooner than because I think they're going to try to move that into playing in the middle of October. Starting, if I'm correct, I believe it starts October 17th.
It's like they don't even get a break.
I'm like, damn, it felt like the season just fucking ended.
Right.
Like
and now they're back.
I'm like, and now y'all back at it.
Also, too, what was I going to say? Someone got a... Oh, Dakari Johnson. Congratulations. Guaranteed 2-year contract with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yes, now he gets to join Double P, Patrick Patterson, alongside playing the MVP of this year in Russell Westbrook.
So that should be a good inside... I don't know if they'll start together, but they'll be good.
Yeah, that is...
I think they'll start together, maybe.
Well, maybe they would. Maybe they would. Yes, also congratulations to another former Wildcat, Derek Willis.
Playing for my Pistons.
Yes, I just say he signed a 1-year deal with Detroit. Excellent job.
So that's good. A lot of Kentucky players. Dominique Hawkins. Haven't heard anything about him. Have you heard anything?
No, I haven't. I mean, I know he played with Sacramento in the he played out in Sacramento in the summer league, with De'Aaron Fox and Scal, but I haven't heard anything yet.
You could probably eventually hear in his name overseas, like Darius Miller had to do for a while.
Yes,
Darius Miller got a contract.
Yes, I say Miller's back.
Yep.
He's joined New Orleans. Okay, which Miller joins, Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, James Young, and now the newest addition to the Pelicans, another ex-Wildcat, Rajon Rondo, who signed a 1-year deal.
That team could be.
I just say New Orleans, which is pretty much now been declared as Kentucky South.
I think they should start Miller, Rondo, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins.
Maybe they just try just one time just for fun. You say Miller, Rondo, Young, Davis, Cousins. Let's let's see. Just like y'all could do, just like they do in Kentucky Southwest. With Phoenix, Knight, Bledsoe, Booker, Ulis.
There would be no rebounder.
Yeah, and I just see
they'd be shooting.
Yeah, I just see probably a lot of shooting. Knight, Bledsoe, Booker.
If you
Ulis,
could get 5 threes,
and probably throw in Josh Jackson. There could be a whole lot of it'd be raining threes in Phoenix all day long.
If you can throw in 5 threes from everybody.
Oh goodness, that would be crazy.
Yeah, it would. Also, too, I heard that Karl Anthony Towns, I think it was Anthony Davis, some other people were talking about putting an all Kentucky team together, going to Rupp, and they want the best of the best in the NBA to create a dream team and come play the all Kentucky team. And some of the Kentucky players said they would beat the all NBA team.
Interesting. I did see that. It's quite an interesting scenario.
Couldn't you imagine, look at this lineup. This wouldn't even be a good shooting lineup, but it'd be a hard lineup to guard. It'd be a good defensive lineup, too. But John Wall and De'Aaron Fox together with DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis, and Karl Anthony Towns.
You got a whole lot of power in the front, and you got
lightning
speed in the back.
You're talking about blocking shots. I don't think the other team gets a rebound. Now, the problem with that team is shooting.
Yeah.
It would be shooting. But
yeah.
But if Cal wanted to run a platoon style in that type of exhibition game, he could do that lineup. Like if he noticed, okay, we're matching buckets, but we need some defensive stop and we need to out rebound them better. He could throw that lineup in real quick.
Yeah.
Defense, rebounds, get maybe 8 points
blocks
ahead, and then put back in your shooters like Booker and one of the twins. Was it Aaron?
Yeah.
Both of them hit sometimes.
Aaron, Andrew.
Yeah. Put in Darius, he can hit threes.
Yeah. Or I see, or hell, I just probably what? Throw in Tyler. Oh, wait a minute.
Brandon Knight.
Now I just thought it's okay. Like say for the starting lineup we just mentioned, Davis, Cousins, Towns in the front court, Wall and Fox in the back. Now, and let's see, you could probably have, let's see, okay, that's 5. I'd say about 7. Okay, it's 7 or 8 people left on the bench.
About 7.
7? Okay.
Because you usually have about 11 to 12 players.
Okay, and have about three more people, doing, 3 more people in the front court, possibly, maybe
Dakari.
Yep. Johnson, Patrick Patterson, and maybe
Willie.
Maybe throw in Willie Cauley-Stein,
or
maybe Trey.
Or what about if we threw in Nerlens Noel?
Okay.
Because we got another shot blocker there.
Yeah, okay, you can throw in Nerlens Noel. Now in the back, now the rest of them are shooters.
Devin? We already said Devin, didn't we?
Yeah, gotta throw in Devin. Gotta throw in Tyler. And I'm going to say, you gotta throw in Malik, Monk, and Jamal.
And you gotta throw in Brandon Knight and Eric Bledsoe. That's 6. So we'd only have Nerlens on the bench. So you'd only have one other big on the bench, that's Nerlens, but you would have 4 total bigs. You wouldn't have Dakari. You'd have 4. You would have to leave. You either take Dakari or you take Nerlens. And I like Dakari's improved his game. Don't get me wrong, but as far as shot blocking, Nerlens.
Yeah.
I want that defense. Defense turns into offense.
I just said Noel. I just said Noel and Davis, possibly up front blocking shots like there's no tomorrow. Possibly throw in Towns, and he could throw in a couple of shots. He could block a couple of shots too. And
Did she not make any of her shots?
Sue Bird, I didn't think. No, I don't think
she made 7. Wow. It's terrible. Watching the ESPN and they were showing the All-Star highlights.
And highlights of the WNBA All-Star game this afternoon.
Which, wow. So, those are kind of stuff that's going on. I'll jump forward in this little conversation. We talked about this like last week and the week before, but the Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, they finish up their city tours. They're done with that. There's about 5 weeks left until their fight. It's August 26th.
Yeah, it's August 26th.
Is there about 5 weeks?
Exactly 5 weeks.
Exactly 5 weeks left until their fight. I am a boxing fan. I'm a Floyd Mayweather fan. He's 49-0. I'd like for him to get to 50-0.
And he's also 40 years old.
40 years old. Conor McGregor, a lot of people are saying, has no shot to win this fight because he has no boxing skills, and this is a boxing match. This is a boxing fight.
Yeah, but
not a UFC fight.
Yeah, probably by now, he's probably getting, different little pointers, on what you can.
And he's been sparring with his sparring partners.
Yeah, what you can and cannot get away with in the boxing ring as opposed to the UFC ring.
The thing about it is, Floyd has been boxing his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So what Conor can learn, Conor has a little bit of amateur boxing in his background, nothing really professional or even semi-professional, but he has learned how to throw punches,
right.
do the shoulder rows, right. The 1-2 slip twos, He knows those because he uses those sometimes in the UFC himself a little bit, not as technical as a boxer, but he does use some of those simulations a little bit. So, but the one thing, he can't learn what Floyd's learned in a lifetime in only even a year or even 8 months or 6 months. There's not enough time. But what you cannot teach is someone's mental state or just craziness to get out there and get it done. And I think Conor McGregor, as cocky as he is, he's humble. He's humble in winning and when he gets defeated. After he gets defeated, no matter how much crap he talked, he always says, the fighter did a good job. They beat me fair and square. I like to go at it again. That's it. That's all he says. He never says, oh, I got lucky, I slipped, or not. No. He owns up to his loss. Okay, if he's lost. But Conor McGregor makes me kind of nervous because as a Floyd fan and as a boxing fan, I don't like UFC. I like boxing. And if the boxer loses this fight and the UFC guy beats him, makes boxing kind of look bad because this guy been training his whole life in boxing. Here's a UFC fighter, comes over, trains for like 6 months, and beats him. It'll make it look really bad. Okay? But Conor McGregor scares the crap out of me for Floyd Mayweather. A lot of people don't see it. They're saying skill level, it's not going to happen, he's going to tear him apart. I'm just saying that Conor McGregor in his head is either going to say, you're not going to beat me on points. Either we're going to swing crazy and you're going to knock me out and that's how I'm going to lose this fight, or I'm going to swing crazy and you're going to keep pointing on me, but I'm going to keep swinging crazy until I freaking fall. And I think that's how Conor is. And I don't think, Judah, there was a boxer named Judah that Floyd fought. He was a tough fighter, hard hitter. He hit Floyd a couple times hard. Hager, I think, not Hager. It might have been Hager. There's another guy. He's pretty tough. But I don't think he's fought anybody mentally like Conor. Mentally like Conor.
Well, as far as I can see, I don't think so.
No.
I just say, this is Floyd. This is Mayweather's first fight, in 2 years since the highly publicized fight with Pacquiao 2 years ago.
And then he had the other fight with some up and come / young no name really fighter. I forgot. Forgive me for that, but he won simply. There was one more fight after that to get him to 49-0. But there's no ring rust there. Floyd's been retired, but he's still been kind of slowly training. He knew he was going to fight one more time. Floyd wanted to retire to build up some other fighters around him that he was been promoting. And he wanted some time away so no one could try to say, I want to fight Floyd, I want Floyd in the ring. He kind of put that in the back burner so he could do that with those other fighters. But he's been slowly training in the background too because he wanted one more fight. He wants to get to 50-0, to pass Rocky Marciano. He wants 50-0. But I got a scary feeling. I think Conor McGregor knocks Floyd Mayweather out.
Honestly, you know what? I see. I don't know. I mean, on occasion, I just on occasion, I watch, I'll watch boxing, and I see. I kind of wanted to see the Mayweather Pacquiao fight 2 years ago, which
I watched it.
which I didn't get to. I really didn't get to see it, but I ended up seeing the highlights later on, and that to me, that was pretty much that's almost like a wipeout. I'm like, damn.
Well,
I'm like the fight ended too early for me.
well, also too the fact that
That just ended way too early.
Manny Pacquiao. Think about it this way: Pacquiao tried to land punches on Floyd. He wasn't doing it, and Floyd took a boxer who's highly skilled in Manny Pacquiao. And a lot of people say he was older. He waited until he's older. Floyd's older than Manny Pacquiao. Everybody should just go to the birthday and look at the age. Floyd is older than Manny Pacquiao. So this whole analogy that he waited until Manny Pacquiao declined in age and then fought him. Okay, so this is the mental analogy that you guys are. Some of those people out there that say that. This is what you guys are saying.
Okay.
Like a younger person said, "I'm young now, but I'm still older than this guy. But I'm gonna wait until we both get older, and I'll still be older, and then I'm gonna fight him." Like,
Well,
no, makes no sense.
Well-
He wanted to fight.